Welcome. My name's Andy DeAnda.
And I'm Robert DeAnda.
This is Andale
Sports.
All right, so check it out. We're basically going to talk about what we thought about the afternoon games today.
Well, first of all, one of the first impressions that I saw were the Buffalo Bills and how they just manhandled the Colts, and the Colts were really the popular pick in the AFC to maybe represent in the Super Bowl. And the Bills have been a pretty popular team. Rex Ryan's there, and their quarterback controversy, and Tyrod Taylor really just stole the show. He played really efficient. I saw one play where he fumbled, and he picked it up and was able to run for 4 or 5 yards. It wasn't really the yards he gained. It was that he kept himself composed and was able to just keep positive and run the ball for a positive gain. And just the Buffalo Bills, their defense just really looked dominant today against a possible MVP candidate, Andrew Luck.
I mean, I drafted Andrew Luck number 1 overall on my fantasy team, and he didn't do very good for me today. Probably should have thought ahead more, but when it's your first overall pick, sometimes you just always say big-time players play big in big-time games. So, hey, that's just the luck of the Irish, or the luck of the draw. To me, I thought it was interesting, and I'm sure everybody's going to be talking about it, how Winston, on his first throw of his career, threw a pick six. I mean, what do you think about that, Robbie? He's going to hear that for his career and his forever.
But another future Hall of Famer, Brett Favre, his first throw, his pass attempt in his carear was also a pick six. So see if Winston can duplicate the success that Brett Favre, even if he has half of the success Brett Favre had, I'm sure he'd consider it good.
Let me interrupt real quick. Everybody that's tuning in and watching, we'll follow back, ask any questions on football, and we'll get to it right after the following questions. Yes. We got a couple more minutes before we tune out. We just started Andale Sports. I am from Brazil. What's up? Shout out to Brazil. We just started Andale Sports on YouTube, and we would love if you guys were to subscribe to it. ANDA space LE space sports. Subscribe to follow me on Periscope, and I'll follow you right back. But on the flip side of Winston is Mariota, the guy that I thought, and many people thought could have gone number 1.
At this point, Buccaneers fans probably saying they should have gone number 1. But
I mean, I thought the Bucs were a more solid team simply because of the guys on the wideout. But with Evans down with the injury, I guess it showed Winston's flaws more so, because Kendall Wright,
Justin Hunter, Harry Douglas.
I mean, these guys are guys that
none of them have gone to a Pro Bowl or anything.
Third string guys, second string guys that people would never really think in superstar and in fantasy. I got Kendall Wright way late in all my drafts. I thought he's a solid quarterback. A solid wide receiver. So, it's like, what did Mariota have to work with? And he threw, I think it was 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So, on the flip side,
really
he looked solid. And Winston, although who's to say Winston may have a better career? It's one game into their books. It's hard to tell and judge, but this is the first time the number 1 and 2 played each other that were both quarterbacks in the same season, let alone week 1. Yeah. So to me, it was very interesting. We're breaking like milestones in a sense. Not nothing too catastrophic, but it's very interesting.
Yeah, one thing I really found interesting was the fact that James Jones just slid right into the Packers starting lineup and had 2 touchdowns today. And he wasn't even playing on their team 2 weeks ago.
He was with the Giants.
Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Just him and Aaron Rodgers picked up right where they left off.
Off the streets.
And he's looking like a solid fantasy pickup now. Everybody's going to be picking him up instead of Devontae Adams.
In the fantasy league I'm with my little brother, and I had him. And because I had Levy as a defensive player on my team and he was hurt, I dropped James Jones. So I feel like a dumb since I dropped a guy that now is probably going to be one of the most highest waiver wire ads in the year if he isn't already added. But to me, I thought Kelsey and Gronkowski showed their dominance as potentially 2 of the top 3 tight ends in the league. The only other guy, Greg Olsen, had a bad game, but I feel like those are probably the top 3 tight ends for fantasy this year, I think. What do you think about that?
I think already they were already coming in being
especially
predicted.
Gronk.
Yeah,
but
Gronkowski, he's obviously. What do you mean?
Jimmy Graham, hey.
He had a touchdown today. He's still gonna he could have put up better numbers, obviously. Yeah. But if if you get a touchdown, it's hard to argue that with a tight end. He's going to be good. Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce, he just came out firing today. One of his touchdowns was a long touchdown. I saw the route. He just really broke off the Texans like little children out there, man. He could have jogged into the end zone for a 40-yard touchdown. Kelce really, really did dominate them. The tight ends, though, it's kind of a depleted in the NFL, really. It's not like the receivers right now. There's so many receivers in the league who can catch touchdowns, who are going to be signing and have signed big contracts. Or now the tight ends, it really does look like it's top heavy with Kelce, Rob Gronkowski, Jimmy Graham, Greg Olsen. But after that, there is a slight drop off.
I mean, you got like guys like Jason Witten and Vernon Davis, but these guys have been there. It's really showing that these new superstars are coming in. Then on the other hand, you got Money Manziel with Luke. Mr. McCown going down, and with a concussion, I believe it was, getting out of the game when he did that nice little helicopter. And Money Manziel, he came out firing. I think he looked very good, much better than what he did last year. I remember that first drive, he had that scramble, and then he threw that TD. So,
but other than that, to be honest, he was flustered. He fumbled the ball, he threw a few picks. Yeah. He played okay, compared to last year though. But still, I mean, he looked okay his first drive, but after that he really kind of did slump. That's the only touchdown that they scored. It's the only points that they really scored, to be honest. I mean, but the Jets defense is really, really good.
The Jets defense seems very solid, even with the one guy that they got on suspension. But I think even if you throw Andrew Luck or Cam Newton or Peyton Manning on the Browns, they're gonna have a hard time too. So for all the Texas, the A&M fans and all the Browns fans, all Cleveland, I think give Money Manziel some time.
Yeah.
Don't have high expectations. I personally don't see you guys at all in the playoffs as a wild card or winning the division. But I believe they could be a potentially 7-9, 8-8 team where they're going to show a lot of promise in the upcoming.
Because their defense is really solid. It might not look like it, but Manziel did kind of put them in a few difficult situations today with the picks and the fumbles, and we'll see. Cleveland could be good, but they just got to get that quarterback and receiver situation figured out.
On that news, to the night game, we'll close up and wrap up with that. We'll finish this up. The Cowboys had a couple costly mistakes, which is why we're down at the half. If you didn't notice, we're Cowboys fans. I'm sure you could have seen all that, you know what I'm saying? But I think they look solid for the few turnovers they had and those times where they couldn't get those turnovers, where those weird drops or those picks didn't count. So I think with everything going around, at least we're not down by 2 or 3 scores.
We have dominated the whole time. We have dominated time of possession, dominating rushing yards, dominating passing. It's just those 2 really bad mistakes in the last 2 minutes of the game, or last 2 minutes of the half. I don't know. We'll see. We're gonna come back out at half after the half and see what's going to happen.
Everybody that subscribes, everybody that watches the replay of this or when it's on YouTube, follow us. We'll follow back. We're going to be doing this basically before games, or we'll do the covering after the recaps like we're doing today. Tomorrow night for Monday, we'll be doing something beforehand. And you know what, guys? I'm just happy football's back.
I know. It feels like a little part of me is, I feel complete now. But if you guys have any questions or like to talk to us, anything, just as we're recording this, please let us know, and we'd love to conversate and love to answer any questions for you guys.
On Twitter, I'm at Andy D Lakers. I'm a big Laker fan also.
I'm Rdeanda, RDEANDA 93. So follow us and we'll follow back.
Yeah, we're the follow back type. Unless you look like a weird bot, like one of those really cute girls, but then she's got
so it's fake.
Weird stuff. Yeah, and then you're like, oh no, that's got to be a bot. It's weird. Yeah.
Not about catfish over here. Anyways, that's us with Andale Sports.
Have a good, safe Sunday. God bless.
Yes.